Yay!
Yeah.
Guess who finally joins us?
Welcome, darling.
Good to be here.
Mary.
Mary's flaunting her legs on the show today, and I'm telling her, letting her know, and I think you all should also let her know that I'm the only one who's allowed to flaunt my legs on the show.
This is a reminder to pull my skirt down a little more, because that's the way I prefer it.
All these leg movement people are doing, I'm not there.
Well, you don't need to show legs.
There are a lot of other things
There are other things that
You
show.
don't even need to make an effort.
Wow.
Seriously,
It's
you
there.
woke up well this morning.
All right. So, you brought something.
Yes, so,
to us about.
well, today we'll be talking about wholesome meals for kids.
Can I take a look at that?
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and this book is from Chef Olanike. She used to be one of our chefs.
Okay.
You know, in the earlier on some of our earlier episodes.
Talking
and,
about one of the chefs that was just extremely consistent,
Right.
always bringing us nice, healthy
meals.
Now she's decided to put everything into a cookbook. That is a dream for
kids.
a lot of chefs, and also
Absolutely.
a must-have for a lot of parents, because sometimes you're just confused. You have no idea what to put together for these children, especially in today's economy where stuff is
Quite expensive.
Exactly. So you need to
Right.
plan. And with a book like this, she just made it extra easy
Absolutely.
for you to plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about planning, it's more of, it's a mobile food timetable, right? Because in the kitchen, which of course was one of the things that Elsie enforced.
Oh.
Yeah.
Elsie?
Yes, Elsie. She enforced that we had a food timetable for them.
Interesting.
Right. So what
So they know what to look forward to.
Yeah, so they know what to look forward to, right?
Interesting.
I ensure that I incorporate all the classes of food into their
meals,
diets,
yeah.
into their diets.
Yeah.
So from oats, I think today they're having pancakes and oats for breakfast.
Nice.
Right, yeah.
Oh boy.
I know, I try to be very intentional when it comes to their food. I don't
Intentional
even
mama.
play, yes. And then they had smoothies yesterday. So another challenge with a lot of parents also go through is incorporating fruits.
Yeah, true. Because
Into
a lot
their
of
diets.
kids are just finicky about fruits and veg.
Yeah.
So sometimes the only way you can actually get vegetable into the food is
It's
to
by blending it.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, thankfully, chefs like Chef Olanike have put together different types of healthy drinks and smoothies that children can take.
But it's one thing to make them, it's another thing for those children to actually drink them.
You
Or
have
teach
to
them, as the
encourage
case may
them
be.
to drink them.
Yeah, you have
Because
to
I
find
remember for the
incentives.
longest time, I didn't used to, I always didn't put vegetables on their plates. Because I'm like, they're not going to like it. So I made the excuse for them.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it and I'm like, at some point, these kids need to start taking their veggies.
course.
So I had to start encouraging them.
Yeah.
It's still a still a subtle tussle with Eliana.
Okay.
Because she's like, no, mommy, it's peppery. I'm like, it's not peppery. Do you want to grow tall?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Do you want to keep looking beautiful?
Yes.
Okay, that one will work for Eliana.
Yes. So remember that
Eliana, the
beauty is
queen.
not on the outside; it's from the inside, and it is from what
Idea.
you eat. So I would always say that to them to encourage them to eat their
So
veggies.
help me replace the word encourage with threaten. For me, I like to threaten them. That if you
Yes,
like,
threatening.
okay, so one of my daughters she loves salads and
Okay.
smoothies.
Oh,
and
really?
She's very posh like that. She likes all this garlic bread. Like
Naan bread.
No, she would turn ordinary bread and she would put garlic inside the air fry it, mash it with butter,
Are you
and say that's what
serious?
she's having for breakfast. Everybody be looking at her like, what is up with you? But it's encouraging that she's trying new things. Thankfully, they're exposed to different cooking shows and online chefs with YouTube, and there are a lot of YouTube kids shows that have plans just like this book for kids. So encourage your kids to explore. Have a book like this, show it to them. See what interests them. You never know.
True.
You probably just never actually tried to find out. And then they might ask you, okay, mommy, what is this? Can we try this?
And there's something really interesting about children, that they don't like it now does not mean they
will
won't like it
later.
ever.
Very
Because
true.
and it's as soon as even months or even weeks. You can offer, say, a particular type of meal to a child today. The child goes yuck. and then in 3 weeks' time, the child is all, this is delicious, and you're like,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my story with fufu. Fufu is now a staple in my kitchen. Why?
Are you serious?
Because it was so weird. My mom used to chatter fufu and bring it over when she used to stay with us, and sort of encourage them to like it. And it wasn't happening. It was like, what's this fufu? And then I just started hearing requests for fufu. Like, Mommy, is there fufu? Is there fufu? I'm like, is it that you're missing grandma? You know? But now, just making sure it's available, right, is the issue. So making sure that options are available,
and then you'll be surprised.
Is what you need to do.
Different ways of making something also encourages children. Like the fufu thing, now. Some children cannot stand fufu you buy from outside. But when you do homemade fufu, oh Lord, they are all over it.
So for
like
example, I have an aunt who makes pap from the scratch, right? Nice. So I just send her some money. She goes, buys the corn, because even while the kids were babies, we used to make what's it called? This brown millets.
Millets, yes.
Right, for them. So I'd rather make, so she would always make them for me, and then they make it, right. So the book has, there's so many interesting
here,
options
like
on the book.
plantain, and so I thought for the longest time until I started showing you guys now that it was plantain and egusi.
No, it's plantain and eggs.
I just realized it's plantain and eggs, but I guess there's a bit of curry in it, yes. So maybe that's what made it look like egusi. And then of course there's the
cereal,
cornflakes and fruits.
So it's a serving suggestion.
It's actually a good suggestion. But then you also need to, in Nigeria now, parents want to feed their children well, but they are trying to feed them on a budget.
Yeah, very true.
Because blueberries are expensive.
So when I saw the berry, I was like, okay.
Well, there are different types of fruit you could add to cereal. You could add sliced banana, for instance.
Yeah.
That works, So sliced banana.
I don't like banana.
You don't like banana?
So well, it's not for me anyway.
Most kids like banana.
Yeah.
Most kids like bananas. So adding banana to your meals is
apples.
An option. Or apples.
They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So apples.
Being confused about what to feed. There are actually options here.
Yeah.
Sandwich as lunch.
Sandwich as lunch if you're available.
Yam.
Yeah.
Potatoes, plantain, fried rice, jollof rice, beans porridge, beans, children. Okay.
It's funny because they take beans. It's on their timetable twice in a week.
Yeah.
Mondays and Fridays.
That's
and they take it with pap.
As lunch or dinner?
As dinner.
As dinner.
Yeah, and they take it with pap.
Beans used to be a staple for dinner for some families for the longest time. Yes. I recall, so we had 2 fires in our house.
Oh, dear me.
And the first fire, going to a family friend's place, and they were legit having beans twice a week.
Okay.
And I remember thinking to myself, wow.
Why?
What a nonsense.
Wow, you didn't like
because I wasn't fond of beans. In fact, I didn't like beans until maybe 2013 for a reason.
Okay.
I could not stand beans, so anytime we are having beans in the house, I'm like...
So it really depends on how it's made, and this is the reason why you need books like this.
No matter how you make beans, for some of us, we just can't stand it until you get to a certain age when you now.
So everybody needs to know that Mary does not like beans. She just doesn't like beans.
I like beans
so good
now, but not when I was younger.
You could add sweet.
I didn't like beans actually growing up. But now, to be honest, I can really do without it. Because even when they have it, except if I'm having it with rice.
Okay.
But beans, I don't remember the last time I had beans alone
Seriously?
As a meal.
Can I check this out?
Sure. And I definitely have to have it with something. Maybe definitely pap.
All right.
And then I'd rather have my so on Saturdays, our staple every Saturday morning is akara.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Akara. It's a staple in my house.
When I was growing up, that was it for us.
Every Saturday. We don't miss it.
But that's
We don't miss
a lot
it.
of work,
And then
though.
sometimes moi moi.
Yes, Saturday mornings.
Saturday
So
mornings.
do you do your
Friday
blending
morning.
outside or you blend
I
at
blend
home?
at home.
You blend it all now.
That's
Yeah.
not to walk or Saturday
Yeah.
morning where I want to sleep.
And so there are options.
No.
There's bean powder now.
Okay.
So
well,
and the bean powder is not
with
as
that,
bad.
Yes,
It's not
but
actually.
I want to taste. I want that authentic taste,
Beans
that original
taste.
taste from the beans. So usually never go for
That
those.
works.
There's some bean
those
flour that are
packaged
actually
ones.
quite close, super close in fact. So you could consider them.
I'll definitely try that.
You could
I'll try
consider
beans
them.
powder. I'll try that. But all in all, wholesome meals for children. This is more than 40 healthy meal ideas by Chef Olanike Shodunke.
Yeah.
It's actually really resourceful, and it's going to be a blessing to a lot of homes.
I'm sure you'll find one that works for you.
Yeah.
Just, the thing with children
And that works
is,
with your budget too.
yes, keep trying, keep trying. And you can actually achieve a lot within your budget. You just need to keep trying. You'll find what works for you. At some point, it will be very expensive.
Right.
That's usually the challenge, but just keep trying and be praying that you are blessed with children that are okay with
Right.
bread and akara.
You know, there's
and,
actually a full timetable
ogi and stuff.
right here.
Full-on
Yeah,
timetable.
full-on timetable.
Wow.
So, I mean, this also
You can
helps
get ideas
you,
from
know,
there.
to
Yeah.
plan ahead and work towards ensuring that because even sometimes I would also ask the kids if they don't eat their food, I'm like, how many of your classmates actually bring different kinds of food
Today,
Your weekend.
Yes. Don't you know you should be grateful?
She threatens them, but
See,
in
you
a
see,
different
you see,
way.
You have to eat. It's your
at the
food.
point, you have to.
The threat is
you have
necessary.
to.
Oh,
sometimes,
gosh.
sometimes, not all the time.
All
but
right,
we would
then,
love
at
to
this
hear.
point,
Exactly.
we would love to hear from you. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Indeed.
We'll take a break.
and Mary, don't make me bite my tongue.